Hi Standard 5, how are you today? I hope all of you are fine and in good health. Okay, for today's art lesson, you need to be able to produce an artwork which contain the pumpkin texture. Okay, you need to draw the pumpkin, whole pumpkin, and with its texture. Okay, how are you going to do this? You're going to use two elements, which is the first one is element of texture, and then the second element is you need to use value, which is the amount of lightness and darkness in your drawing. Okay, so you need to be able to produce a drawing which shows the pumpkin's texture. Okay, let's get started. What you need is your paper. Okay, as usual, your paper and also your pencils and your rubber. That's all. Okay, right, let's get started. First, imagine a pumpkin. Okay, imagine how does a pumpkin look like. So let's say you are going to draw a round pumpkin, but not really round. Okay, imagine the body of the pumpkin. You can do halfway first. It's the body, and then all the way symmetrical. Okay, and then after that, right, so you provide a space here for the pumpkin stalk. Okay, there you go. Can you see? Now this side, the source of light. So let's say my source of light is over here. You don't have to draw this later on. Okay, right, so let's say this is my source of light. And then where is the shadow? You have learned about this before. Okay, most of the shadow will go over here, the darkest shadow, and here will be light shadow, and this is the lightest one. Okay, next you need to draw the texture on the pumpkin, the bumpy texture on it, all the way down. Can you see? Okay, and then one more here, right, one more here, maybe one more over here. Okay, right, I hope you can see the light sketches. Okay, now I'm going to do the sketch again. So I'm going to shade this part. You need to hold a pencil like this. Okay, do your shading. And then, okay, right, all the way down. Make sure it's curved. Okay, in a curve. One more down. Okay, and the head. Now can you see it? Right, now let's start with the shading. So this part over here, there is no light reaching over here, so the shading has to be a little darker. So you just shade it. Make sure the line is darker than your shading. Okay, so let's say I make this one darker first, then I'm going to shade it. Okay, so because this part is bulging a bit, so just imagine that the light reaches over here a bit. Okay, so just leave a little light over here. Then you can shade this one all the way down, right? All the way down. Okay. Alright, so over here also, this part over here, you need to make sure that your shading, the line is darker than your shading, okay? And same goes to this one. Press a little harder. Right, make sure it's curved. Can you see the curve? Okay, same goes here. Curve. Okay, curve, and then oops, curve. Okay, okay, curve, and the last one also curve. Alright, there you go. Okay, now let's start with the rest of the shading. Okay, this part over here should be darker. Okay, and then can you think of how you're going to do this side? Okay, alright, same also. Shade. Just leave some white part a bit over here, and then you shade it all the way down. Okay, this should be darker because this is at the back of the light. You cannot see anything, so it should be darker. Okay. Okay, we'll go back to here later. Now let's go to this part first. Alright, so this part over here is lighter. So only this part, the bottom here, there are shadows here because it is hidden from the light because of the curve of the pumpkin or the body of the pumpkin. So this part should be darker. So you just shade it like this, right? Shade it lightly, going up a bit like this. Okay, and then you can use your fingers to soften the shadow. Now you can see it's softened. Same goes to this part. Okay, so make it like a U shape. Okay, use your fingernail. Sorry, your finger. Use your finger. Soften it all the way up. Just follow the lines. Okay, and last one over here is a little bit of shadow. Okay, and soften it with your finger, the tip of your finger. Okay, now this part over here, you want to make sure that it looks like it is bulging out. Okay, so you can put a little shadow like this, and same goes to this part, a little shadow. Okay, same goes to this part. Okay, alright. Okay, so I want to make this part look like it is look more 3D. I'm going to darken this a bit. Okay, right. After that, you rub this with your fingers to soften the lines. Okay, and to make sure that the lines looks like it is bulging. Okay, all right. Okay, so as you can see, you need to do lots of rubbing with your fingers, okay, your fingers, and you need to do lots of shadings and also patient when you are doing this pumpkin texture. But trust me, the end result will be rewarding. Okay, you'll be happy to see your pumpkin texture is coming out perfectly like how you want it to be. Okay, if you see any edges like this over here, you can just rub it off with your rubber. Okay, you can try now.